Hello, developers. This is Itamar Friedman, the CEO and co-founder of CodiumAI. Exactly 1 year ago, we have opened the Twitter account for CodiumAI, or the X account for CodiumAI, and did our first post to invite developers to join our closed alpha, product and experience what it means to try to use Gen AI for testing. That was an ID plugin, and we got a lot of feedback for a couple of weeks and even 3 months. And then somewhere end of March, we released our open beta. And since then, we got to more than 350,000 installation in for VS Code and JetBrains. And we support all languages. And this is amazing a journey for us to help developers code and test with confidence. That's what we do. A long time, we realized that helping with verifying code intent is actually not something that happens only in the IED, but also in your during the merge process. So now we also help you to merge with confidence, and we developed a second tool that is actually open source, mostly open source. Like there are some features that are in the pro version for team that are not open source, but you can actually contribute and try it the free version, which is very complete by yourself. So as I mentioned, we have an ID plugin and a Git plugin. Let's take a quick look on what's all about before we talk a bit about 2024. I want to remind you that CodiumAI is focused on code integrity, like verifying code intent, testing, explaining code, understanding code to make sure it works, understanding pull requests, and able to describe them, to review them, to make sure that they're working according to our expectation, etc. That's our focus, okay? So with that, I'd like to really quickly show you our ID plugin. In this case, I'm going to show the VS Code one. Once you install CodiumAI, you have various commands. They're either in the Code Assistant tab, where you can choose your context, either by marking it or by with your mouse or lines or just using our tree structure analysis. And then you can ask various things. You can use various commands on this context. By the way, what you're marking is the focus context, and CodiumAI builds bigger context on the background, and in 2024 we're going to expose that and let you make sure it's right and play with it. So back to my point, you can call various commands like ask, etc. I'm going to show you our most advanced command, which is a test. It's so advanced that we actually do not play it inside a chat interface, but open a dedicated advanced panel. Okay, and in this advanced panel, there is a configuration panel. I do recommend you to play with it, and of course, in a few seconds, you will see initial test suite being generated. But actually, the core capability here is the behavior coverage. For each piece of code that is under test, we're generating various behaviors, and then for each behavior, you can generate a test. So CodiumAI is a lot about helping you understanding how you can test your code. By the way, each behavior even have a sub-behavior, so you have plenty of ways to test your code. I'm not going to elaborate more, but I do recommend you watch various videos that we have in our resource to use various features that we have here in various commands. Let's move on to the Git plugin, and it's actually, like I mentioned, open source. So let's open it. The Git plugin enables you to call different commands within your pull request description, whether it's GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and more. You can also call these commands automatically. So you can automatically call a description or a review command, or one of the most useful one is the generate labels one. Let you classify your pull request. For example, you want automatically to classify whether there's a risky SQL change that you want to look, or if it's a new endpoint, API endpoint you want to let's say route it to your security team. With this tool, pull requests are less painful because you get most of all of your pull requests with description, and you know how painful it is to write a description. You get a very good initial description, you get a very good initial review, and then for the reviewer and the human, it's left to talk about the essence. Really recommend you trying it out, especially because there is a free version for it, even hosted and not hosted one. So as I mentioned, CodiumAI is about code integrity, testing, verifying code meant as you meant it. But we claim that code integrity is going to supercharge code generation, and you're going to see that in 2024. Okay, our focus code integrity, although we are going to provide with a coding capability like completion agent, our focus is code integrity. And in our up and coming research project, which we call Alpha Codium, you will see how code integrity supercharge code generation, and you can win coding competition with Alpha Codium. It's going to be open source tool. I don't want to talk too much about it, just creating a bit of a buzz. We'll share it already in January. Please follow us. Note that, again, the focus of Alpha Codium as a research product is showing how code integrity testing going to supercharge code generation, and together you can actually automate like coding competition and even win over projects by Google DeepMind and OpenAI. By the way, the big advantage of what we're going to do is that we're going to actually give you a code that you can, like an open source project you can run and actually reproduce and play with. Yeah, so 2024 for us is about improving the quality of what we've done. I admit that there's a lot of work to do here. Handling of mocks, better behavior coverage, dealing with many files all at once, and as a focus of code to test, etc. Please join our journey, and let's work together to make code integrity less painful and actually simplifying code integrity and testing, etc. We'll love to hear your feedback. We have a very vibrant, I would say, with already 7,000 people joining it, talking about various things like coding, about CodiumAI, of course, about our ID plugin, Git plugin. We'd love to hear your feedback there. Thank you so much.